So it's a new trade session. So this is Sunday. So I'm doing my pre-market analysis on GBPJPY as to the scenarios that I think is going to be happening next week, and how we can capitalize on trade opportunities as and when they present itself. So first of all, personally, I love to do the top to down analysis in terms of every pair that I'm trading. So for now, next Kwame trades, I only trade GBP JPY because this is the pair I have back tested. I know my profitability on it. I know its movement. I have a game plan as to how to trade it and all. So for now, I only trade GBPJPY. Probably in the near future, 6 months to a year later from now, I might be adding other pairs as I am back testing them and then trying to trade them in the background to see how well I perform on them. And that next pair, if I could give you a clue, it's a pair that runs very fast. It runs very fast, so you can comment down there to tell me which pair you think is going to be. So yeah, so now let's look at DJ. So in the previous video, I showed how I missed certain trade opportunities, and then how my behavior, my psychology, everything was just messed up. But this week I plan to be better and trade better and become a better trader. And in the end, already I think I'm almost hitting consistency, because I know what I want to see. I have my edge. When it plays out, I enter without any fear or whatsoever. So let's get into it. So DJ. So on the daily time frame, we can clearly see the market has been on a rally all the way, but I don't care what happened all the way here. I'm caring about what happened recently. So let's break the structure down from a higher time frame onto the lower time frame. So clearly we can see that the market traded bearish here, traded bullish, and then let's mark our levels here. The first level here, that's what I'm caring about, to see what's likely to happen. So yeah, this was more of, so we are going on the downside, and then clearly the market break here. So I'm reset from here forward. So here, market break here, of course, giving us a market shift on a higher time frame, and then we went on. We got a break of structure. Went on, got our high internal break of structure. I'm rectifying it when I go to the lower time frame, and then we get once again our break of structure. So I'm trying to understand the story of GJ as to what it has been doing. So I do this every break of structure, and then we go. What does the market do? It gives us so we could say this is a break of structure. So I would consider this a break of structure. Yep. So then now, okay, good. So break of structure. So then now, what would we consider this? So here, I'll consider this more of a liquidity sweep for now. If the market runs through, breaks it, then possibly we can consider here a market shift. But once the market quickly traded back up, I consider here a liquidity sweep, and then break of structure, because still it's not trying. The market is failing to push it back down. So clearly, so on a higher time frame perspective, what can we see DJ doing? So DJ on the higher time frame perspective, okay, we know that this levels here, okay, everything is adjusted here. So on the higher time frame, we have this strong supply zone on the upside here. Supply, order block, supply zone, whatever you want to call it. Where is it? Daily supply. We have our strong daily supply here. Yep. So now for now, this is what I see. So this guy is going to be here. Let me lock this. It's going to be here. And then once again, so this on the daily time frame. And once again, after every break of structure, we expect a pullback. So the pullback, usually looking at the characteristics that we've seen here, you realize that break of structure, price pulled back about how many pips? Let's check. About 270 pips. Yeah, 270 pips. And then let's check the next one again. Break of structure, then price pullback about how many pips? Double 270, so almost double. And then break of structure, and then what can we anticipate? Break of structure, so what can we anticipate? So at least, so it's almost also far it's only 200. So I anticipate the same amount of pullback. So for me on GJ, it is still, the trend is still intact. We are looking for buys for the long term, but on the interim, something is happening. So what is happening? So right here on the daily time frame, I can clearly see that these levels here, looking at how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Almost 2 weeks, the market is failing to break above these levels here. So meaning that these supply zones here, this supply zone here is holding strong as the market is failing to break above it. It's failing to break above these levels here. So it clearly tells me that, okay, so break of structure, and as I said, we expect a pullback of price. So clearly we can clearly see that this levels here is holding very strong. So in as much as we are seeing buys on a higher time frame, on a higher time frame, we should expect the market pull back before we anticipate for buys to continue. So where is the market pulling back to? So clearly on the daily time frame, for instance, like this, you can clearly see this. There is a gap here. You can clearly see this demand zone or order block, as you call it, here. So I anticipate the market, or I clearly see the market trading in between these levels here and these levels here, and finally we push price back up to these levels here. So this is my premise that I've determined on the higher time frame. So now let's go on to the 4-hour time frame. So this is where I'm going to be rectifying some other stuff. So let me remove these things from there. Let's break everything down small for more clarity and understanding. Yep. So on the daily time frame, this is what we've been able to determine. So these two, okay, good, fair enough. So right now, so now let's see if you can do something about the zones that we've drawn. So on the 4-hour time frame, okay, it's more of a range. So let's see if you can do something about it. So now we kind of like make it in the form of a pivot form, okay, so that we can have a clean chart. As you can see, here's how I plot mine. And then we also narrowed this. So this year we can't. So this year we narrowed it to this doji candle here, which I don't trade candlesticks though. I trade pure smart money concepts, ICT, whatever you call it. I have my edge, so that's what I'm focusing on. So now we've been able to, now the chart is more cleaner now. So now let's break down what was happening here on the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour time frame, price seems to be consolidating, yes. So consolidating, and then also we can clearly also see that this order block here, this demand order block here, price came to tap here one, it has come there twice again. So that means that here too is also failing to break. Here too is also failing to break. So clearly from the higher time frame to the 4-hour time frame, so now we can clearly see what the price of GJ is doing. It's trading in between these levels here. So GJ is purely consolidating. So then how can we capitalize on these opportunities? So you realize that okay, so now let's break this structure down. So now on the 4-hour time frame, let's see. So I can see a break of it's more of an internal break, boss. So clearly, what do you see happening? Price caused an internal market shift, but then I wouldn't really consider this. But then, what I'm more interested in is this guy right here. You realize that price did trade down, but then went up, and then there was a follow through. So now clearly it tells me that there is a bearish order flow in the market, and then what has happened? We have an internal market shift. And so this one is more of an internal perspective, what's happening within the structure of the 4-hour time frame. So clearly we can see the internal market shift. So now to put more clarity into what I want to see in terms of me saying that okay, yet we are still, so this is more of the 4-hour supply range. 4-hour supply range. So purely all this ranging that you are seeing that price is pulling back here is all trying to mitigate this order flow here. Good. And then price is failing to break above the levels of 199.80 and then 199.60. So price is trading in between these levels here. And you rightly see that. Let's see something. So let me also continue to analyze it. So clearly you've had an internal break of structure on a smaller time frame, and then we've also had an internal break of structure also here, internal break of structure also here. So clearly we can see that the price of GJ, clearly we can see, look at it here, we have it here forming this supply order flow, claiming that the sellers are in the market. So clearly last week the trades that we were kind of like trading bullish, it was more of a counter trade, but then we were working because I was trading, thinking the same way, following the same routine. So clearly, so now let's see something here. So price comes to test this demand order block or demand zone here, and then quickly trades to the upside. And what does price do? Instead of continuing to break above these levels here for us to even think of okay, price has even shifted or something like that of that sort, what happens? There was a follow through down quickly. So this is more of institutions kind of like pushing price down because they don't want to break above these levels here. That is the kind of concept I get, or that is the idea I get. So you could see that okay, there is an internal market shift here, but I wouldn't really consider this an internal market shift because as this thing break here, I want to see price, leaving its body around it, but quickly, wake, and then it comes below. It clearly tells me that okay, we are still bearish. And as a matter of fact, the follow through, there was no follow through subsequently. Then price is just institutional players are trying to just position themselves to push price down. So as I told you, GJ, although we are in a demand rally for the week coming, I anticipate almost about 60% sell trades happening in terms of swing moves for the whole week going into next week. So let me continue to analyze it and let's continue to break the chart. So clearly price has swept liquidity around these levels here. So you swept liquidity around these levels here, and then also liquidity sweep around these levels here. You've also swept liquidity around these levels here. Also swept liquidity around these levels here. Yep. So on a 4-hour perspective, this is what we've been able to predetermine. Liquidity sweep. So now they position themselves very well. Price has also continued put back again several times, and once again liquidity has been swept around these levels here. Yep. So then now we are ready. So now let's go on to the 1-hour chart, and then let's see what has happened. So clearly on the higher time frame, you can see that price came here, is respecting this demand zone around here, demand zone or other block that you call it for our demand. Let's see, we'll narrow down this on the 1-hour time frame. So let's see. So you realize that on the 1 hour time frame. So yes, so now let's go on, let's move. We are moving, we are going, we've built the premise. Don't worry, I still understand the levels that are plotted here, so you don't have to worry at all. So just follow through, understand me, and then let's see what's going to happen on DJ in the coming week. So here you can see that here is more of a range. So let's see how can we narrow this. So let's narrow this on the 1 hour to this guy right there, so that we can have a clean chart. So price has already, yes. So here on the 1 hour, so what do I see happening? What do I see happening here on the 1 hour perspective? So on the 1 hour perspective, okay, in terms of, so I've already predetermined the premise of on a higher time perspective, price of GJ trading bearish. So currently price has liquidity around these levels here. I'm facing a form of pullback in a lower time on a lower time frame perspective from these demand zones here, or supply order flow, supply order block here that will be determined on the 4 hour time zone. So where will this pullback get to? So I anticipate this pullback to go between these supply ranges. So let's determine it here. Let's still use the, let's see, 4 hour supply. Yes. So now this is what we see. So I pull back into this zone, so then price trickles back down again. So so now this is what I put them on the higher time frame in terms of and then also let's continue to understand the order flow in terms of the structure of the 1 hour time frame. So once again, let's break down the 1 hour structure. So internal market shift also has already happened here. Realize that whatever that I did on the higher time frame is the same thing I'm doing on a lower time frame perspective. Internal market shift. So then now let's understand the order flow in terms of the 1 hour time frame too. Order flow here clearly. So for every internal market shift that happens, what did I say? We anticipate a pullback. So that is the reason why I'm saying that this is more of a pullback. For every internal market shift, we anticipate a pullback. But if price on the 1 hour time frame perspective, so this is what I'm thinking of. So you don't worry, let me build everything finish. So if price should go all the way, if you anticipate price should go all the way to trade here and then head back down. So this is me on the 1 hour time frame, liquidity sweep, and then okay. So now let's go on to the 15 minutes time frame, where I would like to take my entries, and then 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and then let's see what has happened, and then let's see how we can capitalize on everything that we've been saying so far. Let me delete this so you don't get yourself confused. Good. So in terms of the 15 minutes time frame perspective, clearly we can see that there was an IBOS here, break of structure here. Yeah, I'm still building a premise internal. So clearly we can also see that the 15 minutes time frame perspective, we can clearly see that okay, the market, this is the form of the 15 minutes in terms of the order flow, 15 minutes supply range. So what do I anticipate? I anticipate price to kind of like go break, but because to be honest, this is an order flow that we're supposed to be respecting, and then for price to trade above these levels here, for us to think of buying. But I'm happy to buy because on this more of a higher time frame zone, that price has quickly gone in, quickly traded back down because we have self liquidity around. Because looking at this is more of a smart money move. So what then am I looking for? So you realize that the levels that I have drawn on the 1 hour time frame that I'm looking to for price to come all the way here. So let me make this visible in terms of the let me make this on the 15 minutes. 15 minutes supply. Let's go there. So you realize that it is more of a, what I drew on the 1 hour, it is more of a range. So then I'm going to be reducing it because price might not even trade all the way to these levels here, but rather you realize that there is also another form of demand zone, supply zone as you call it, also here. which price can easily use this 50 minutes level here to go back down. So instead of price going all the way up, but I anticipate price to go all the way here, and then we see price coming back down again. And in terms of the 50 minutes time frame, as I'm already saying, let's build the order flow again. So clearly we are still building the premise, so internal market shift eyeballs, so we should continue to see sales happening. But then currently, in terms of the 1 hour, in terms of the 50 minutes, we are bullish, but bullish not for the long term, but bullish for maybe an intraday move or day trade move to these levels here. But then I'm not going to entering immediately after market open. No, rather what do I anticipate happening? So now let's go on the 50 minutes time frame. I want to break it here, but it will be clearer on the 5 minutes time frame. Let's go down again, 5 minutes time frame. So clearly this is where now it becomes more sensible. So clearly we realize that okay, on the 5 minute structure, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher high. So we have to form a higher low before we end up. So on a 5 minute structure, what do I anticipate happening? So clearly let's break down the 5 minute structure too. So clearly I see my internal market shift happening here. Internal market shift. There I see it. Internal market shift happening here. So what do I anticipate happening? I want to see a pullback. So is this a legitimate pullback on these levels here? No. I want to see a pullback onto this 5 minutes order block, demand order block here. So I would consider it 15 minutes demand here. So I want to see price trading coming all the way here, if possible, sweeping available liquidity below these levels here, or let me see price rejections around these levels here, and then let price respect to these levels here. Then I'll be looking to buy GJ. So when I'm looking to buy GJ around these levels here, stop loss will be either around these levels here, then I'm going to be targeting all the way here. So it depends on how price trades. If it trades, comes back, that means that we'll be having a protected low here. But if price comes and then just taps here and goes, then my stop loss is going to be here. So this is my first. So this is the more of the first trade idea that I've already given on GJ. So this is the first trade idea. So on a Monday, early hours of Monday in the morning, or price can even happen during in the evening when market open on Sunday, and then just do this on Monday. We get our original move. So this is my first trade idea. It depends. If I wake up in the morning, 6 o'clock, between 6 to 7 to 8, when I see my move, it comes here. This is my trap. I'm going to be entering for buys from these levels here. Take my TP around these levels here. So this is the first trade idea. First trade idea that I've given. So let's see what's going to happen. So this is the first trade idea. So now let me save this to myself, take a snapshot, shot, and then download the image. This is the first trade idea that I've given to myself. So now let's go on and let's build the second trade idea. Now let's go on to the second trade idea. 15 minutes. So now we predetermined this already. So now let's go. So then now, if price should then trade here and then come here, what do you anticipate happening? So now let's go. What do you anticipate happening? So what do you anticipate happening? So as I said on let's go into the 4 hours so that we anticipate. So we anticipate price to pull back into these zones here. And what next? Then I anticipate price then to continue this place here. It depends on how it behaves. If price should respect the level between 199.50 and then 199.70, and it's where the price of DJ, if irrespective and then fail to break above it, sweep liquidity or doesn't sweep liquidity and fit the price of DJ from these levels here to trade all the way down to these levels here to the price of 198.00. 198.00. So this will be me swinging from these highs here to these lows here. Yes, I anticipate or reckon there's going to be some form of reactions around these levels here, but then overall I anticipate the price of DJ to trade from this, from the level of 199.50 to 198.000. So this is my price prediction. So this will be the second trade idea that I'm giving. So the first trade idea, second trade idea, and then already we can also see clearly that on a higher time frame perspective, in terms of the 4 hour, these levels here have already been respected already previously. So it is likely that price on the third attempt can literally break through this resistance or other block level that you have drawn here. It will break through and come all the way to these levels here. So for this, we would have a reason to even hold on the trade to their levels of 197.00. So this is what I anticipate on DJ. So in terms of the first move, it's more of an intraday. In terms of the first move on the 50 minutes time frame, it's more of an intraday day move, an intraday or day trading move to these levels here. But overall, I'll be looking to swing from these levels here to this level here first. Probably I'll take about 80% of my profit and then leave the rest just run to these levels here, and then I'll be done trading for the week. So I reckon all this that I've just analyzed right now. So now let me take my second screenshot. So that this is what I reckon happening. So to these levels here first. This will be my second screenshot. Yeah, this more realistic. And then the third one, it depends. If I feel comfortable in my monitor action here, this is more realistic. This is the first scenario. So I'll be taking. I might take on my TP here, but if price should trade below it, okay, fine. But it's highly likely that it will trade below it to these levels here. Then we should see some form of market something happening. I don't know. It depends. The market would always do what it wants to do. But I reckon that the first trade, second trade happening about 60% happening. Yeah. So the 40%. So now let me clear all this. So the 40%, what do I see happening? So the 40%, you see these levels here, these levels here, this bad boy here. If since overall, you see overall in terms of market trend, overall buying DJ would make sense. So these levels here, as we are seeing this bad boy here, and already we are also seeing that there was a rejection of price 1 2. This bad boy here on Monday can just rally. It will pull back like how I wanted to. Can just rally, go all the way and break our levels here. This also can also happen. Go rally from these levels here, go break these levels here, and when it breaks it, then that means that we have to kind of like reanalyze again and wait for some form of so let me draw this wall. Wait for from this level here, trade all the way up, wait for some form of pullback. Then we see this, then this will be me buying from these levels here. So that means that I want to see price trading to some form of order block or demand zone if this scenario should happen. This scenario, which is likely to happen, but I give this scenario more of a 40% chance of it happening. Yes, 40% chance of this scenario happening, but the 60% for what I was doing from the beginning to this point, that is what I see happening, what I was doing previously. But for the 40%, I reckon this scenario also happening. I'm not a market maker. I only trade for whatever reaction that the market gives, and then we will trade it, and then we'll continue to buy it to the levels that we've already predetermined above these levels here. So yeah, so this is what I see on GJ. So I wouldn't waste much time on this because I see it's 40% of it happening, so I don't really see this happening. So clearly, let's wrap up, and then let me bring out the scenarios. Let me bring this one up, and then take a picture of this. So this is so I've given 3 trade ideas. So the first is more of an intraday day move, or maybe you could call it a scalping move. The next one being a swing trade move that we could sell from these levels here, or even the market on Monday can change the market direction, pull back, then now do this that I'm anticipating, then I will enter in for buys for the longest term. So yeah, so this is my analysis on GBPJPY. If there is any favorite pair that you have that you would like me to analyze, comments down there, and then I should do that the next time, or possibly add it to my watch list so that I do it for you guys. Because I'm doing this for myself to generate this for me, but I would like, as you also watch me, I would also like to help you also in the way I can to also make you analyze better. So this is what I see for DJ. So then now let's recap. So that's why I took the picture. So let's recap, and then let's recap. So let's recap. Let me bring out the screenshots that I took. So this is the first scenario that we are looking at. So this is the first scenario that we are looking for DJ for an intraday move. Price should be traced to these levels here. Hold it, then if depending on price action, respect it. Let's see what happens, and then try to buy from these levels here to these levels here. Stop loss level, to be frank with you, realistically should be around these levels here, which will be more sensible, giving it more of a breathing room. But it depends on how the price action and then how market trades around these levels here, that we can even put it below these levels here. It could also be a protected low. So this is the first trade idea. So let's bring the second one. So the second trade idea is more of this one. This is more of the second trade idea, whereby we are looking for price to the levels that we are looking to buy for the intraday move. Wait for price to get here, then we then sell all the way, and then we hold it and then swing it all the way to the level of 198.000. So yeah, so price should also trade all the way to 199.400 or 450, however you want to call it. And then perhaps we look to sell all the way from this levels here to this levels here. That's the second trade idea. And then the last one, which I'm giving it a 40% chance of it happening, that we see price from these levels here, this bad boy here, trade all the way to break this order flow that we have been building in terms of bearish order flow that we've been building for quite some time now. We see a bullish move, breaks all these levels here, then price retraces back down. We see this move, some form of move like this happening, then now we buy all the way to the upside to the level that we anticipated on the higher time frame. So these are the 3 scenarios I see happening on DJ. So let's trade safe, let's make some money, and then for me personally, I'm looking to pass a platform challenge and then become funded. So yeah, follow my journey, follow me as I make this happen for myself. Follow me here on YouTube, Next Kwame Trades. Follow me on Instagram, Next Kwame Trades. Follow me on TikTok, Next Kwame Trades. These are the 3 social media platforms that I find myself on. I am not on any other platform. So this is just the beginning. Follow my journey from the beginning, and then let's see how it all plays out. See you in my next video. Bye.